Duncan Garner, live.
Okay, so the retail landscape is more like a hellscape at the moment. Nearly half, 43% of all shops are not sure that their business will survive the next 12 months, so they think they might go. It's a triple whammy. We're all spending less. There's also more crime, like ram raids and theft, and no one's really been left alone. Everyone's taken their hit. Then there's the online giants like Temu. Does Temu actually, does the stuff turn up? Temu, it does, doesn't it? Okay, then there's Temu. That's out there as well. So it's the Chinese government of data. It's a data collection agency, isn't it? Anyway, it does turn up smaller too. You think you're getting something decent, then it doesn't turn up. It does turn up, but it's smaller. But whether you prefer the bricks and mortar buying experience or whether you're online all the way, shopping isn't going anywhere, okay? The question is, how long can these businesses hold on? What's the guts of this? Mark Knoff-Thomas has been the chair of the Newmarket Business Association for a decade now, and in that time he's seen the upscale district through COVID and crime sprees and all that sort of thing. He joins me now. Nice to see you. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good. So retail's pumping, is it? Doesn't appear to be.
Pumping is probably overstating it a wee bit. I mean, we've had a rough year. 2024 will go down as the scorpion sting in the tail of the hangover from COVID. The cost of living crisis having a major impact. Consumer confidence has been flattened a bit. But I'm optimistic. I think we're starting to see some pretty decent weekends starting to pick up again. Green shoots coming through.
Have you noticed that just in the past 2 weeks? Because that inflation number that came out, 3.3, then the banks moved. I saw that. And this stuff's really sensitive. So
yeah, it really is. And I think people pick up on that. And I mean, people aren't going out and, opening up their Visa cards and going crazy. But certainly we're starting to see some better days, which is encouraging.
How do you judge? So Newmarket, if people listening or watching this don't know, I think it's probably the premier shopping area now in New Zealand. Certainly Auckland.
Of course, I'd believe that.
You better say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm paid to say that. No, but I think it's true. It's true.
Yeah, so it's the premier, and it's got the new setup there with 277.
Yep.
So it looks really impressive. How do you judge success? Do you get receipts at the end of each day to know?
Yeah, we get monthly trade data reports on spend. So, to be fair, it's been a wee bit rough the last few months. Last year was our biggest year in history for spend. So
last year was the biggest year.
Yeah, so we're comparing this year with last year, which is a bit brutal because last year was incredibly good for us. This year we've been down sort of the last few months, but I think we're going to turn a corner quite soon.
When you say down, you probably want to be a bit guarded here, but I'd like you to be as truthful as you can. When you say down...
So we were down 12% for June, right? But I mean, most retail town centres or places reliant on retail and hospitality are down. So I look at sort of our competitor base, looking at sort of the CBD, looking at other suburbs in the central fringe area, all on the same, much for muchness, really.
So everyone's down sort of maybe 10 to 15% somewhere there. I reckon hospitality is worse.
Actually, for June, we did 10.4 million, which is roughly what we would do normally throughout any normal month. We do 10 to 11 million per month. So
maybe
it's down
people
for
are unaffected in Newmarket.
But I wouldn't say that. But I think people maybe are eating cheaper. People are certainly shopping cheaper. So where you might have gone and spent $120 on a shirt, maybe now you're spending 80. Where you went and spent $50 on a meal, maybe you're now spending 35. So that seems to be what's going on.
So people are shopping down. People are looking to spend less. When you say we're 12% down, what sort of number is that?
About 60 mil for the month. No, God, no. God, if it was that, I'd be out. I'll be out the door by now.
You would be out the door. We'd be carrying to the airport.
So we did about 65 mil last June year, and this year we did about 58, 59. So it's not a bloodbath, but it is for some people.
See, that $5 million down. Let's say it's $5 million a month down. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. So not all retail is equal, and some categories are performing better than others. So that streetwear, lifestyle stuff, athleisure wear seems to be holding its own. But sort of the middle range stuff that mums and dads and families go out and buy day on, week after week, that's being affected a wee bit.
What sort of stuff is that? Is that cooking wear and things like that, is it? Or
being down or being...
the stuff that's really affected. So
I think sort of fashion, high fashion's taken a bit of a knock. Mid-range fashion's taken a bit of a knock.
That's you guys, isn't it?
Homewares has taken a bit of a knock, but some of the other, like youth, don't have mortgages. They're not so affected by interest rates being up, down, whatever, because they're not indebted. They seem to be holding their own, and they're sort of still coming up and turning up to buy their stuff, which is. They
say they can't buy a house. They can't afford to buy a house, but
they're buying new sweatshirts and hoodies. That's right.
Where's the sacrifice? What about crime? Because no one has been left alone here. Everybody's been hit, and you guys have been hit too. Some of the most horrific footage comes out of Newmarket, isn't it?
Yeah, we're having that. it probably actually for us was worse. If I go back to when I started in 2014, in that first Christmas, I just started the role, we had 9 ram raids. And it was
in 2014?
Yeah.
See, no one remembers this.
Holy hell, what have I come into? So we've had a few smash and grabs, but we sort of started raising the alarm about what was going on back in the first year of COVID.
Yeah, you did.
Emergency housing came out and we go, hey, the zombie apocalypse has arrived in
I
Newmarket.
remember this, yeah.
So we started screaming about it, got together with some of our colleagues in other business associations, started doing a bit of media, did letters to the Prime Ministers. I've met with every police minister, the whole set of like 3 or 4 in the last
Did
government.
any leave an impact on you?
I mean, from the past government?
Yeah, from any
all lovely people.
Yeah,
all
so
lovely
what?
people. Yeah, but I think, honestly, what the things being rolled out now are going to bear some fruit. I think there are some good things happening, a wee bit of a toughening. Whatever people think about, what the government are rolling out, I think something drastic had to happen because it had gone so far one way that people were getting more and more emboldened. But with our crime, so we set up our own Newmarket Security Force in February last year.
Right.
And that's been possibly for me a career highlight for one of the best things I've done in terms of getting, tangible benefits.
So Newmarket Security Force, it's like your own private police force, isn't it? Without any of the powers of arrest.
Yeah, so we are actually lobbying Paul Goldsmith and Mark Mitchell at the moment for some legislation changes, so they've got a bit more teeth.
We've been covering this as well. I've been pushing Mitchell on this as well. He said to me twice this year that they're looking at this. They had a meeting in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's detention, be able to detain people without sort of kidnapping them, which is the very fine line between
they do this in
kidnapping
America,
and
don't they?
detention.
They can detain in America.
Be able to search and being able to be given personal details, name, address, that sort of stuff. That's what we want to be able to do.
So, and then detain. Now, you'd have to have some decent size.
Well, my lightest guard is 125 kilos.
Right. Okay, so you've been set on by him. Okay, and they'll mean business.
Yeah.
Basically, they'll grab you.
Well, they'll.
What, if you're suspected of it, or if they know?
No, well, if a crime's actually happened, and the police will be involved, obviously. So the police are on their way.
Yeah.
The guards having the ability to hold somebody until the police arrive, not just willy nilly, but actually with a sense of purpose, because something's actually gone down.
So they'll hold them. What can we clip around the ear?
Oh no, we don't do that.
Because this is the thing, isn't it? This is the thing when you give the power of detention to somebody not other than the police could go AWOL.
I think our point of difference with what we've achieved with our results in Newmarket has been the people we've hired. We've hired really good professional security guards who know what they're doing, they know how to behave, and they do a good job.
And how many have you got?
I got 4 patrolling on the precinct, and 1 guy on CCTV inside the police station working alongside the police. So
good,
the police have that's been a game changer, and also there's
cameras everywhere.
Cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
People don't seem to realise. I mean, especially we've got a core of recidivist offenders, and we're talking tens of thousands of dollars of stolen stock.
So you know who these people are?
As soon as they arrive in the precinct, they're clocked in the ear of the guard, and we're following them. So when we head them off at the pass.
The technology is good, isn't it?
It's
So
amazing.
have you got facial recognition?
No, we haven't rolled it out as a town centre because we've kind of got a bit of an obligation to public privacy. Other places with private, some of these other shopping centres and shops have got it on. When the legislation is updated, we'll be there.
Have you seen a drop in offences amongst your shops?
Yeah, so June this year compared to June last year, our number of incidents, we log every incident in Newmarket, we were down 33%.
Wow. Well, that's really tangible, isn't it? I mean, you can see that, you can feel it, you can smell it. I mean, that's brilliant.
Crime's not great. I'm not sort of popping champagne corks going, hey, we're all open. No, it's a constant thing, but we are seeing tangible results.
It's true, isn't it, what they say about, the cops on the beat thing. I know it seems almost a bit cheap and, that's not going to work. We can be more sophisticated than this, but having a presence matters, doesn't it?
Makes a massive difference. And I mean, also the guys being able to sort of talk to people in a stern way when they have to, but also like help a little old lady with her shopping or her car parking, that sort of stuff.
To me, I've been pushing this for a little while now too. It seems ridiculous to me that we have these security guards outside every supermarket who effectively have white gloves on, because when someone walks out, and they are all the time, they have to go like this and just wave them through because they can't stop them.
Do you want me to open the car for you?
Yeah. Well, I'll start the car so you can get a good getaway. I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
So we will retrieve stolen items off people as long as we don't have to physically touch them or grab things off them. And it's probably 180k we've retrieved, I think. So
Are you? God, the governments are so slow, aren't they, at this sort of thing? Are you confident? Do you have hope that the government will change the law in this space?
I'm pretty sure that there's support. I mean, they've got to get the levels in the education, the security sector sorted out. So there could be tiered, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 can do X,
I mean,
Y,
you
Z.
might have professionals,
Yep.
but they may not somewhere else. they have the same powers as you.
It is a high trust model. It really is.
It really is.
And we have a really high trust model with the police, which has been working really well for us. But it's taken a long time to get to that stage, and you've really got to gain the confidence.
See, I understand that you guys can't touch people.
Yep.
But the security guards at Eden Park, when someone runs on without clothes on,
They can tackle.
Put a king hit in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See,
If they could tackle, I'd be up for that. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, well, I would be too. but someone pinching $300 worth of groceries can't be touched. But somebody showing themselves at a rugby game can get king hit. I sort of don't understand the rules around that, but
It's an anomaly.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Well, good luck. You think that the corner has been turned with?
Yeah, it's a long corner. I mean, we're not going to do a sharp turn, but I think, as we're heading back towards spring brings confidence, weather gets better, more daylight hours, head towards summer. Christmas is always our peak anyway. So we've been going hardcore with our marketing. We've got a magazine which is now going out into Wellington, Christchurch, Queenstown and Dunedin, and we're really pushing out to try
part of the
and
global takeover.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, nice to meet you. Nice to see you, and all the very best. You guys do a good job.
Thanks, man.
Okay, take care. Okay.
Duncan Garner.